Hey guys, welcome back to OverTakes. This is Misfit.
And I'm Kel.
And we are here with our Week 13 preview. We're actually in the teens now. Finally. After all the delays and all that kind of stuff. Everybody out there in YouTube, thank you very much for watching. All the subscriptions, likes, and all that kind of stuff. We appreciate it a lot. If you're new, please hit the bell, the like button, and give us a subscription. Everybody out there in podcast line, thank you very much for everything you do for us. Be sure to hit a review and on your podcatcher of choice. And we got some news this week. We'll start with the mild stuff first. So Neptuno, we didn't talk about it on the back cap. I guess.
Oh yeah.
Neptuno has for Guangzhou, and I believe somebody else did too, and I forgot who it was. One of their Chinese players. They're having visa issues right now, which is not a good thing. And Neptuno has to go all the way back to Spain. I don't know if that cancels his whole season, but for the foreseeable future, he's not in. Luckily,
right.
they have someone that played all last year.
Chara,
that's right. At least they have some kind of.
And then I think it was it also was the Chinese the guy who's having the issue from China Waya W-Y-A.
Wia? Yeah, I think that might have been him.
I think it was him. So that's two supports for them. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, but I mean, it kind of showed because they were probably practicing with Neptuno a lot, and Neptuno's really good. That's the thing, and I don't think it's going to fix their other inherent problems, which is they don't know what they are.
Yeah, but it certainly doesn't make them better having him not be there.
Hey, this is true. Especially when they run the Fire Mercy thing, he's just a vastly better Mercy.
Yeah.
Killing people aside that he does on Mercy. He's just way a higher skill tier than anyone else I could put in there. And I'm sure his leadership and his shot calling and all that kind of stuff is a lot better. But we have other news. So, before we recorded this last night,
So if you've been living under a rock over the last, 48 hours,
yeah,
you don't know what's going on. But to fill you in, if you don't, Sinatra went on Twitter. I guess it kind of leaked from somebody else. I think ESPN might have been the first ones to post it.
Yeah, and the Shock posted something fairly quickly thereafter, I think.
Yeah, and then Sinatra shortly after that posted a tweet longer. Basically, so Sinatra is retiring from Overwatch, competitive Overwatch, opting out of his contract and everything, leaving NRG altogether, and now is going to Sentinels. Yeah. To play on their Valorant team.
But
honestly,
the stipulations in the so the reason why he didn't stick with NRG it's like almost like a non-compete, I guess. So he couldn't continue to play with the NRG organization in anything other than Overwatch. Mm-hmm. So that's why he left totally. Which you know how I feel about these damn retirement contract bullshit things. Yeah. It's a bullshit cop-out to get out of a contract. He might have been towards the end, though, because he did sign a 2-year contract when he started in 2000. But still, but on the other hand, he wasn't liking playing the game, so I don't want that on my team.
Yeah, basically, from the release of the beta, you could tell the writing was on the wall that he was not going to stick around to Overwatch for very much longer. At the very longest, he would have finished out this season and gone over to that. Because, this isn't his game. He was more of a CSGO guy.
He's a shoot the guns guy.
Yeah. And I can't be surprised. It sucks that he was a very prominent figure in the league. He was last year's MVP. It's a big deal, but at the same time, it's not the death knell that everyone seems to be claiming it is right now.
And you know what? For once, Stryker's like, Owl's fine, shut up. It's the same fucking people that hate the game and they say they don't. And, exactly. Of course, we have Breakfast Sandwich chiming in, and it's Semler and other guys that have sour grapes anyway. Mm-hmm. which is fine. You know, say because Semler said something about any CS:GO player is going to leave for Valorant. Probably not. I wouldn't make that as a steadfast quote.
Because there already are some, and I will.
And you'll have some good players.
I will be absolutely stunned if there are no current CS:GO players that are like prominent figures in that esport.
They might want to try something different.
That go to Valorant. I will be absolutely stunned if that doesn't happen.
And plus, money, people, money.
Exactly.
Not that Sinatra needed any. He signed a $200.
All they got to do is just once it gets a little more known, all they got to do is wave some cash in front of these guys, and they'll be like, "Oh, I'll switch games for that."
Yeah, I mean,
all it takes.
And maybe Sinatra, and this is a little bit of a defense for him, kind of, not really, I guess. But maybe he accomplished everything that he set out to do. He got the big contract, he won a championship, he won an MVP in the league. I think he just won
he didn't. Yeah, he just won the championship. I don't think he got Finals MVP.
That was Choi.
Yeah,
that's right. And they won the World Cup. All the things that he set out to do. Maybe he was just done.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised. Like, and also like, yeah, it's gonna happen. There's gonna be new games, and like the biggest thing about it is like this is the first like major competitor for Overwatch, especially in regards to esports, because what was the last 5-6 games that people have left this game for have all been battle royales, which are terrible esports, objectively terrible esports.
Yeah.
Great for streaming, but as a competitive
Apex is a little better.
Apex is a little better, but even still, most battle royales, just because of the way it works and how many people are in it and everything, it just doesn't make for compelling, competitive league, whatever, esports. Like, it just doesn't work for that. It's great for individual people.
It's boxing and golf.
Yeah.
Or more golfy, kind of.
And I mean, that's really all the shooters we've gotten. Valorant is the first real, like, competitive shooter we've gotten since Overwatch came out.
And you can even be on the fact, I mean, Overwatch is a hybrid shooter.
Yeah.
I mean, it
really is
the first one since CS:GO.
Yeah.
Unless you count maybe like some of the Quake Arena and stuff like that.
But even as just like a major competitor in esports, I would say Overwatch League is just it has a huge advantage over Valorant already. And just it was like the first major thing, and there really hasn't been anything close to it. Call of Duty League kind of, but like not really.
Yeah. No, yeah, that also
there wasn't really people leaving this league to join that league, or it was pretty much its own thing. Anybody that was playing Call of Duty was just playing Call of Duty, and they weren't really interested in Overwatch to begin with. Whereas with Overwatch, you have a lot of carryover from different things. I mean, really the biggest thing that Overwatch stole from was TF2, exactly. Which
and maybe
kind of died on itself anyway, because Valve just didn't really nurture it the way they needed to if they wanted to keep it around.
Right, especially their esports scene and all that. I mean, just listen to Sideshow talk about stories.
Yeah.
In that. I'm going to say this, and I've said it. Look, he's a great player. He's a leader, but he's not the best player in the league. By far. You have guys like Prophet, Fissure, Jonak. Maybe Jonak is more on the same level of him as his hero pool, but he was the best Zarya by far last year because his tracking's ungodly, and he learned all the bubble management and all that stuff. He's not even the best Tracer player on his team. Can we start there?
Yeah,
Striker's really the best Tracer player on the Shock.
Yes.
And if you don't believe me, go into the stats and look up the flooded deadlift and see Striker's name on every other fucking... He's like 8 of the top 10 deadlifting on Tracer. But that aside, he did make some good points. You know, some of the reasons why he left. The queue times, the grinding, the hero locks, the hero pool bullshit. And I know one of the reasons is like we were talking on Sunday. Every other week, it's Widow McCree. Those are the shooty guys. Like to play them.
Yeah. And yeah, like, believe me, I have my fair share of criticism for this game, and there is a lot that they can do to make it better. And I'm really hoping that they are working very hard on getting to that point. Because right now, aside from this, your tier 2 scene is crumbling. Yeah, basically, it's non-existent. It is completely collapsed, and it is gone. A lot of that has to do with what's going on in the world right now. Definitely sped that up a lot. But also the release of Valorant has taken a lot of those guys being like, well, if I can't make it in tier 2 Overwatch, then I guess I'll just go try my hand at Valorant because at least I have a shot. Yeah,
exactly. And guys did that with Apex too. I mean, they went over to that game from there. But the tier 2 scene, it's you're pulling from Korean teams now because they're Overwatch crazy over there, and there's no reason to stop playing. Just North American tier 2, nobody cares. Euro tier 2, nobody cares. Even
in Korea, like, it is still not even close to the most popular game, and that's League of Legends.
Right, but what I'm saying is
yeah, as far as shooters, and it has the healthiest scene for sure in this for this game. Absolutely.
And they need to rework that.
Yeah.
See the 15 other times we talked about guild system, team ladder. You will find guys. You will find teams. You'll find people, and your queue times will go down because people will get inherently better playing together. Your top 500 guys won't be waiting for 3 hours.
Right, and that is definitely something that is a huge concern. I understand. Like,
for pros, it's terrible.
Yeah, it's awful. I mean, it's fine for me. Like, the longest I have to wait for
10 minutes
is 10 minutes if I want to play DPS. Usually, it's about 4 to 5 minutes if I'm playing support, which isn't terrible. But at the same time, if you want people to watch your game, it's real tough to get people to watch a guy who is half the time they're in queue and they're just doing shit that doesn't matter, and then the other half they're actually playing the game.
And you take the job of being a pro player, so this is compounded with the hero bans. So you have to wait an hour. You're a DPS guy. Your 2 main people are out. Say you're the hit scan guy, Widow and McCree. So you got to figure out, all right, what do they need? What do we need to play this week? All right, we're going to focus on, Echoes in. All right, we're going to, which also you have to learn how to do that and try and play that on ladder. Because, I mean, you're not going to grind as a team. It's not season 1 Shanghai.
Right.
You're not going to run scrims all day. You got to learn on your own just to get the feel of the character. And for these guys, playing on ladder is a lot easier. I mean, let's just be honest.
Yeah.
To get the feel. But, so then you compound that. So you get in 4 matches. Who knows how many thrower matches are in there?
Mm-hmm.
It just compounded. I totally get where he's going with that. And some of that stuff needs to be fixed. I think he doesn't like the 2-2-2 block because it took away the best comp that team ran, which is goats. I don't know. But you know what? It is a blow. But saying he's the best player in the league and the league is going to die now, it's not like the NBA didn't collapse when Michael Jordan went and played fucking baseball, did it?
Exactly.
And Michael Jordan is 10 times the god. I've been watching The Last Dance.
Yeah. but at the same time,
but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Like, that's not what is going to kill this league.
Now, if you had a situation where Jonak and Prophet were like later, you might lose a lot more clout. But it's still going to go on. I mean, first off, YouTube dumped a gob of money at them. They have
really
sustainability.
Mm-hmm.
They also, in a way, not spending as much money because your production value has gone down considerably.
Well, just your costs. You're
That's
not
what I mean.
flying guys across the world. You're not flying guys all over the world. You're not having to open theaters and do all of that stuff.
I mean, yeah, you're losing some money because you're not getting the revenue on some of the stuff at those events.
Right.
But what I'm saying is production value from Blizzard. You don't have the studio thing. Mm-hmm. You don't have as much production crew. You don't have as much. The working parts have drastically reduced.
Exactly.
It's not going to go anywhere. It'll be fine. And you know what? He'll be good in Valorant. I'm going to watch, and he's one of the guys I'll probably root for because I think he came around in the last couple of years or the last year as being a leader. And sometimes you don't like the game anymore. And that happened with Jordan. He just wanted out for a bit.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten to that part of The Last Dance, which is the first episode. The first 2 episodes is phenomenal.
I mean, potentially that's the case with him.
Yeah.
I guarantee they're not going to talk about it in this.
Oh, no. We're not going to talk about, his dad wanted him to try baseball, but there was a lot of shit going. Like I told you, I remember when they would play the Knicks in the playoffs and stuff, there would be things on page 5 in the New York Post, like Jordan is in Atlantic City, like dropping $500K at fucking blackjack tables.
Exactly. Yeah. Nope, we're not going to hear any of that in that documentary.
Nah,
definitely not. But anyway, as far as the league goes, yeah, the league is fine. There are definitely things that, yeah, absolutely, and I think the biggest thing that we can take away is hopefully behind the scenes, Blizzard is doing everything they can to make Overwatch 2 what we need it to be in order for this to continue. That's really going to be the key. And what it really all boils down to, like, it's gonna be that, like how they come out with that and how that affects everything is going to be absolutely crucial to the advancement of the league and the game itself, and that is going to be the deciding factor of whether this league dies or not. Not just one player leaving for another game that will probably have similar issues at some point. Yeah, that's what people are forgetting is, like, it's a brand new game. It hasn't even released yet. But, I mean, there are people going absolutely bonkers for this. And, I mean, in some cases, I understand. Because there is potential to make a lot of money. Yeah. But the vast majority of people are probably not going to make a lot of money playing that game.
And it's new and shiny.
Exactly.
Yeah. New shiny
it's
toy.
New, it's shiny. It's a new, like, it's always exciting to play something new and try something. But at the same time, it's going to scratch a different itch than what you're going to get with Overwatch. Yeah. It is a completely different style of game.
Oh, yeah.
And it is,
totally.
Frankly, it's not really my cup of tea. It's really not my type of game. I personally don't think I'm gonna enjoy it. I'm gonna give it a shot to watch it and try to play with some friends and everything like that. I'm gonna give it a fair shake, but I can already tell that it's just not the type of game that I'm gonna really sink my teeth into.
Yeah, I mean, if I watch some pros playing for a meaningful game, not streamers, kind of yeeting around doing whatever, I might have a different take on it. I like the game. I think it's I like CSGO a little bit better than you. At least watching it, it's a little bit better. It still has its moments, and it's
absolutely. There's going to definitely be huge moments.
But for as broken as they say, everyone says Overwatch is, and go on YouTube. There's 9 million videos up already of about broken. They're not balancing the beta.
There's already that. I mean, they are already having horrific problems with people hacking.
Yeah, and they're supposed to have some, and then their anti-cheat system just constantly runs and destroys your computer. Mm-hmm. So, whatever.
I mean, hey, it's not. No game is perfect, and that's really the biggest thing that people seem to always forget is every game has its issues.
Yeah, and basically, haters are gonna hate Overwatch because
absolutely
they don't get it. It's just whatever. But
It
anyway,
is what it is. Let's move on and actually talk about what we
Shit
got
that
going on
matters.
this weekend. Yes.
which we have some bangers going on. But first, we'll review the hero pool again.
Yeah.
The usual
It's all
suspects.
that different.
No. They didn't change anything, did they? All right, so the hero pool is obviously the biggest point of contention this week.
Widowmaker. Yeah, if you guys didn't watch or listen to the back cap on Sunday, I had at least 2 rants about it.
Yeah. So Widowmaker, McCree, Wrecking Ball, and
Mercy.
Mercy. So that's a hero pool. I think it just takes a lot of oomph out of some of the matches.
It does.
At least as far as the what they're going to play, you're going to see a lot of the same.
It's going to be a lot of Reaper May again. It's going to be a lot of probably going to get some Torb again.
Probably see some Echo.
Well, yeah, we'll definitely see Echo. We'll probably see some Echo and Ash. We'll probably see some Echo Torb. I could see kind of working. Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there's going to be some teams that are going to force play Echo just because
it's new.
And she is like in the right hands. They might just have a guy that they know can pop off.
Yeah.
And regardless of the comp,
teams aren't fully ready.
Exactly.
For that yet.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like like Dallas in season with Brigida. They were the only team playing her.
Right.
And constantly screaming, "Look, she's really good." And everyone's like, "Nah." The normal for these teams. No, we're gonna run Tracer Genji.
Yeah.
That's all we're going to run. Oh, wait. Now we're going to run Hanzo and Widowmaker because that's what we're supposed to. But yeah, you could see the Torb thing come back without McCree or Widow. You might see some Tracer back in there.
Yeah.
You're going to see, especially the Chinese matches, they're going to do what they do.
Yeah.
Although
we'll
a lot of those teams aren't playing that do what they do. Well, I guess.
Mm-hmm. We got Shanghai.
Shanghai's gonna pull out something.
Yeah, for sure.
So all right. The first match, it's going to be the same as it's been. Guangzhou's in a little bit of a downward swing. Seoul's probably going to want to take care of business there.
Yeah.
New York, Shanghai is probably the biggest game of the week, and I'm juiced for this one.
I'm really excited, but I
trepidatious.
Yeah, after last week, I don't even know what to expect. I fear we're gonna get what we got last week, where we were really excited about it. The one thing that I think gives me hope that it's going to be a better matchup, at least, is New York is not as heavily reliant on individual players making big plays as Seoul is.
Yeah. Seoul is profits got to pop off.
Right. New York is much more a team-focused team.
Yeah, exactly.
And so I think they can, and teamwork and team play and all of that, I think is definitely much more of a focus for New York.
And they don't have to deal with the Farah thing that Shanghai does so well, because without Mercy, you're not going to see her.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean Shanghai can't pull one.
Yeah, it doesn't mean Shanghai's not going to pull something out. I would be shocked if one of the Shanghai players that we haven't really seen much of so far this season has just been grinding
Echo. Yeah. That's going to
I'll be very surprised if that's not the case.
Yeah, I don't think the hero pools, these two teams, they're really not. The tank doesn't matter, except for Chengdu. That's really the one, and they really haven't been playing ball. I mean, maybe that has something to do with it. They can't rely on Wrecking Ball not getting pulled out of the hero pool on those off weeks, so maybe they're kind of abandoning it and trying different strategies. I don't know.
Right.
It's just a theory.
Yeah.
Who knows? They'll probably play fucking Roadhog, because that was my point of contention. Roadhog's on the ban list because he's got 20%. Nobody in the league has played him in a month.
Yeah.
since they tried him for a minute with Orisa when somebody got banned, and then I was like, nope, this isn't working. Really, the one other match, I mean, there's a couple of matches on Sunday that are kind of maybe compelling. The one other match that I think is going to be really interesting, it's on Saturday as well, is the Valiant and the Reign. Now, we're getting some cross-continental play going on here, which is fantastic. Yeah. We're getting to see some of these teams play each other, like the 12 North American teams are all, fighting it out.
To branch out, play each other again. The Valiant Reign game, I think, is going to be really interesting, because these are both teams that are on the cusp of being very good.
The Reign are closer to that than the Valiant?
Yeah. But I think the Valiant have such a high upside that I could absolutely see them taking a big step in this game. Yeah,
this is a big game for them to prove that they're, and they're on that constant mission this year, it seems like, to prove that they're better than everybody else. Mm-hmm. Them playing San Francisco every week has not helped their record at all.
Definitely not.
But they did beat them once, which, hey, call it what you will, it's still a feat. With that roster, when you looked at it at the beginning of the year, I mean, I didn't think they would be in the same ballpark as San Francisco ever.
Yeah, definitely not.
Let alone beating them. And they beat them before. They beat them at a homestand. They didn't beat them online. Mm-hmm. Lest we forget about that. I mean, they straight beat them. They beat them in Dallas, in fact.
Yeah.
So that was like week 1. So, I mean, since then, they're kind of up and down. But you know what? I think they have a shot. Atlanta, they gotta figure out what to do, like, when they can't do the double shield thing. Like, you probably see some Gator and Hawk this week.
Yeah, I would be. I'll be surprised if we don't see some of that.
But Sato kind of just wrecked him.
Actually. Ryan being in there, I think, throws a little bit of a twist in that, but I can definitely see maybe some Ryan Sigma or Rhino Rissa.
Something that they're good at.
Yeah.
Especially without the Farah threat.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know what you're going to do with Echo. I don't know what tanks are really good against her.
Right.
As far as that stuff goes, it's kind of a hard call because of the flying and all that. No tanks are really good except for Diva against that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, well, there's one of your picks. You might see a lot more Diva again.
Right.
You might get Ryan Diva or Rissa Diva. Who knows? But yeah, Atlanta, and there are weeks when Dogman is like on fire, and then weeks where he's just like,
yeah.
And Kodak is okay. But I think they're better overall than the Valiant's support line.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like last week where, Alarm and Funny Astro, or other than maybe Big Goose and Shaz and Jonak and Animo, that might be your top 3 support lines in the league.
Yeah. I'm good with that.
Maybe
yeah,
Moth Violet.
Yeah, that would definitely put them up there.
Yeah, but they're in that conversation. It just is frustrating watching Atlanta sometimes.
Mm-hmm. It really is.
You're like,
because they have such high potential, and then they
can't
disappoint at times.
That match was close with Philly, even though it was a 3-0. That was the closest shutout match I think you'll ever see.
Right.
But I don't know who I like in that game pick wise, but we'll talk about that later. So let's see. Sunday we have not a lot going on. There's a lot of potential for, just absolute bashing. New York, Chengdu, Seoul, Hangzhou, Philly, Paris, depending on, I don't know what's up with Eggsy.
Yeah, I'm assuming we're not going to see any Eggsy this week, and without him, I don't think Paris really stands a chance.
Yeah, and with Eggsy, I think they would do vastly better at it. I still don't think they'd win.
Yeah.
Florida should destroy Boston, and the Gladiators probably are going to do the same thing to Toronto. That could end up being a little bit close, but not.
That one can be a little fun, just because I'm interested to see Surefour play against his old team. Yeah, that's really there's definitely some storylines in that game, but
especially since
still am expecting the Gladiators to just run all over him.
Him and Big Goose had a little back and forth thing.
Yeah.
He said he just wants to end Surefour or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, it definitely was very playful, tongue in cheek for sure.
But
they have a lot of fun with each other, but like you could tell that it's kind of their thing of just like talking shit to each other. I'm sure they did it while they were playing on the same team. Honestly,
yeah, I'm sure there were times he wanted to absolutely murder Surefour.
Oh yeah.
Or and the other way around. But yeah, I think the matches will be at least entertaining on Sunday. They're not the best, but Saturday's definitely got the better slate. But I think that's going to do it for this, huh?
Yeah.
All right, guys. So that is going to do it for our Week 13 preview. Thank you very much for joining us. Everybody out there in YouTube land, thank you very much. We appreciate all you've done for us. And, the last couple of years, the last month or so, you've been, joining in the conversation a lot more. It's been great. Don't forget to do that still. And if you're new, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, and the like button. That way you get alerted to everything we do, especially when we go live on Sunday nights and, when our preview episodes come up and all that. And everybody in podcast land, thank you very much. Also, hit a review for us. That would be great on your podcatcher of choice. We will see you guys on Friday with the Pick Show.
Catch you guys in the next one. Later.
Oh, that part's going out.